Well, when I first began in the district, there was a music program, K6, and within 3 years of my coming to the district, for fiscal reasons, cut the arts. They didn't cut buses, but they cut the arts. So for the following, I would say, 7 years to 8 years, there were no arts provided in the schools. And a wonderful thing happened. Parents from different schools, 3 schools mainly, went to the board. And the question they asked for the board was, we don't understand why, since we live in the Silicon Valley with a level of affluence, why we don't have arts in the schools and why is it just so narrow in its focus, with the focus on technology. And the district then, because the parents went to the board, were asked to provide an arts program. And because I was in the classroom teaching, because when I was a music teacher and because I'm credentialed to teach both, I was asked by our then superintendent to pilot a program. I feel that in the South Bay and with regard to public school district, we do an amazing job in comparison to other public schools that I see in the area. And it's mainly, again, going back to my original comment about I was asked to pilot it. They listened. We have a music lab, which is a music classroom. So I kind of I referenced a computer lab. And with that, we have musical tools, which are instruments. So I more or less said, if you look at computers or laptops or now iPads that are the tools for technology, I wanted to have instruments that will be the tools, musical instruments, that are the tools of music. And so we have one per child, which is rare in the Valley. So yes, I'm happy, very happy about that. I see my students once a week for 45 minutes. I would love to see them twice a week, but I'm very happy to see them once a week in that, considering everything, yeah. When I retire, I won't be able to afford to live here. It's a very expensive place to live. Secondly, I think that over time, that the generations that have come here, second generation will want to have a more balanced life, and I think that it will eventually correct itself. But not right now. It is so extreme in its balance that it's going to that edge of nerdy, expensive cluelessness that we live in, and everybody else we don't really matter. So when you live in that imbalance, I don't want to live in that imbalance. I'd much rather live in a healthier community that's balanced, where people have time for each other, they'll have time to be kind. To give you an example, I was back, my in-laws have retired to Portland, Oregon. So when I go into a coffee shop in Portland, Oregon, here's the difference in the picture. You go into a coffee shop in Portland, it's not a pizza and it's not a Starbucks for a start, even though it began up there, okay? So basically, you'll see everybody kind of sitting and chatting, right? And kids are in there and everybody's in there, but they're talking to each other. Right now, I've just come from another one, a coffee shop I won't mention. I would say 75% of the people had laptops and were not interfacing. They were interfacing with an inanimate object. That's dangerous. So for me, in real time, I would anytime rather communicate in real time with a human being. So I am concerned for our children here that they're increasingly asked to interface with inanimate objects to the point where they think they're a lot more real than their parents or other people that come in within their sphere. And there's a danger. So I think the arts are a way in which to bring balance to community where healing and nourishment, can occur. So every day I do work with children and families. That's my work here. That's to wake up, people, wake up. Your big, big life that's here for you. What are you going to do with this big life that's here? So that's what I feel I do in a daily way of my job, is to bring the joy of singing, of moving, of playing, of being in your own body. So as you know, we are all walking, talking instruments. That's the best I can hope to do.